free. It might still be free. But if anybody wants to play, you're more than welcome to join us. You'd be down? Fucking A almighty. Thought you may. I wasn't sure if you had it or not, but I thought you may. And it is still free. Okay, fucking A. Get on it, people. I think the highest you can have is like a group of 5. But you can have teams of 32. So like, yeah, we should be dandy. Oh, was this the one that like glitched out on me? Or it like crashed or something, so I just gave up. Because my brain just didn't want to have to work out how to do all this. Oh no, I've already started this one. I just quit halfway through. Ah, I never figured out how to do this. Right, that makes more sense, actually. Okay, I don't think that's what I want. You're down as well, Gil? Fucking A. Okay, well there's our 5-person troop already, I think. Oh shit. Aperture science. But yeah, I've not played it in a long time. I did play it like for an hour once, I think. I think it's the Battlefield I'm thinking of. Only I can really tell though, which is the pain with that one. Oh, I did that jump, and I went over there somewhere. What have I done around here? I painted this bit. Can I jump up it fast? Not really. So what did that actually do? Crouch jump. So turn that around. Now, I can't shoot anything on that one. I clearly need to land on it from over there. So I need more of a jump than I was giving myself credit for over there. Okay. It's World War One. Okay, fair, yeah. So I need to like land on that. I think I need to get maybe that with some bouncy juice so I can land on it and bounce and then land over there. So I'm assuming... Okay, I think I know what I'm wanting to do. So, if I run through here and jump up there, hopefully we land on that platform. Let's go. EZ. All fat and day. Right. Now. There we go. Thank you. Now. Now! Now I don't know what to do. So. I reckon I need to get some of that liquid over here, but it's just not going to fly that far. Yeah, it's on Twitch Prime. That's where it is. Yeah, so it's on Twitch Prime. I already had it in my Origin library, and I added it being like, oh, maybe in case it has DLC. All it did was give me duplicate. I have 2 copies of it in my Origin library now. I'm going to have to like jump down to get this, aren't I? Okay, so I feel like I'm kind of on the right track there. But I think I need some of that bouncy stuff here. Oh no, it's going to make the cube go. Oh. Bye, cube. Maybe this has to be upside down before I shoot it. I'll let it turn. I'm going to need a new cube. Oh no, wait, hold up. I'm being an idiot, aren't I? So we do that. Yeah, there we go. Now we're cooking samosas.
You big dummy!
Yeah, right. I'm an idiot. Now where's the other block? Where's? So I now need to turn that back round. You just buy the games less than €1. Really? Damn. Get in on a deal. Maybe it was up there. Oh shit, that was bad. No, oh shit, yeah, I didn't want to make that fast. I want to make it bouncy. Where's the cube? Yeah, QB. Oh, is it up on that thing? Yeah, it is. How the fuck did I get that before? Oh, I forgot to shoot over there, ain't I? Oh, bollocks. Okay. Whee. Let's go. All fat and day, mate. All fat and day. Alright, this is the one. Let's go. Oh. Hey!
There's still some positions available for that bonus opportunity I mentioned earlier. Again, all
You got it, guys.
do is let us disassemble you.
Yeah, Mighty Gil, how have you boys been? I know Gil's been super hot, but how have you been, Mighty? I'm guessing pretty warm too. The weather today's been crazy. It's been like bouncing between like really hot and pissing it down. 20 shekels premium edition seems like a good deal. How much is 20 shekels in pounds? Hashtag K2N. I like to win to pay.
For staggering your way through Aperture Science's propulsion gel testing, you've made some real contributions to society for a change, and for that, humanity is grateful.
Thanks.
If you had any belongings, please pick them up now. We don't want old newspapers and sticks cluttering up the building.
Oh shit, I forgot I gave him a stick.
$60 is an unprecedented windfall, so don't go spending it all on, I don't know, Carolyn, what do these people buy? Tattered hats? Beer, dirt?
Just bad, the weather has been a lot cooler, pissed a lot, say. Pissed down a lot, as in rain, or you've just been pissing a lot? Either way. It's probably good to hear. 4:43, okay, that's not too bad. I think we're not loitering longer than 20 minutes. No worries, Aperture. The rain, okay, fair. Can never be too sure. I also assumed rain, but sometimes if you assume, you own a donkey. And I have no time for donkeys. True. Too true. Hey, oh. It's too true. You know. That's a song I just wrote for everybody. Oh. Well, I hadn't finished exploring, but okay.
Carolyn, why do I know
Oh,
this
Gladys,
woman?
that was you,
Did I kill
probably.
her?
I think you are her.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Look, you're doing a great job. Can you handle things for yourself for a while?
Oh shit,
I need
Gladys.
to think.
She's having a genuine moment here, guys. I'm not going to spend all that time walking. Like, I mean, what am I? A goat? Sure. 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 That's gross. Oh, yeah, we'll put that noise. Trying to get up there. Whee. It's been too hard, glad it's turned into crisps, that's right. Oh, okay, can't turn anything off. Ah, that's why that one had to be that far. Ah. fucking day.
It's evil.
I tried GLaDOS.
It flew off. Good for him. All right, back to thinking.
Alright, have a nice think. Seems dangerous. Whoa. No, it's less dangerous. But not the right way. Now I'm going down. I want to be up there, right? Yeah, because this is where I first flew over. Okay. So I came in this room, now I'm out of this room. Now presumably I want to be over in that room. I feel like I've got to fly off of that over there though. So that means I've got to jump on something pretty darn deep. It's hard not giving you tips. I appreciate you guys, here we go. I appreciate you guys letting me fail at my own speed, you know.
Equalizing
Mojo
interior
baby!
pressure
I'm a 5-star man!
atmosphere.
I'm a 5-star man! How you doing today,
Making
geese?
test participation
All the way to
mandatory
see
for
you.
all employees, the quality of our
No
test
stars.
subjects has risen dramatically. Employee retention, however,
You've never had sex with me, you can't beat me.
as a result, you may have heard we're going to phase out human testing. There's still a few things left to wrap up, though. The bean counters told me we literally could not afford to buy $7
beans.
worth of moon rocks, much less 70 million. Bought them anyway. Ground them up, mixed them into a gel. And guess what? Ground up moon rocks are pure poison. I am deathly ill.
I looked a bit
Still, it
like,
turns out they're a great
one of my
portal
great
conductor.
uncles.
So now, we're going to see if jumping in and out of
wanna
these
say
new portals
Dan.
can somehow leach the lunar poison out of a man's bloodstream.
Tim Dinosaur, called for
Might make
Battlefield 1,
lemons,
yeah boy.
Make lemonade.
Reach for the first time?
Stay
Oh what,
positive.
Battlefield
Do
1?
some science. That said,
I've seen all the videos, Serious Styles, just for the
angle.
angle. You don't know the angle, just the man's butt and the
Bring me more pain pills.
balls. It's a prime angle. I was told by the Golden God himself that that's the best way to do things. Ah, Portal! Right, oh, I feel you. Okay, cool. Oh shit, who else? Sky had also recently played it when we were doing this the other day. Yeah, it must be weird playing, like, watching someone play this after you've been playing it yourself and know what you're going to do. But this is obviously one of those games that you're very, very much like, you want to figure it out kind of thing. And I win. I'm in the King's quarters. I'm trapped in the King's quarters. Shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. What a double shit. Well, Humpty Doody shit. Oh wait, no, I can just do that. Hey! Used to speedrun Portal, both of them. Okay. It's over there. No, they're there! Some really make you think. Yeah, they do, man. Thinking is one of my strong points. See? How smooth that is. So I dropped down from there. Oh, hello. What's in this room? A button! Hey! Fucked. I thought it was going to close me. Please do not test if you're allergic to lunar sediment and or starch. I think I'm okay. You've fulfilled your monthly self-election quota. I haven't elected myself at all this month. You're confident enough in your work performance to unvolunteer from the test self-election process. Shit time's over because the glitches in this are some bitch to pull off. I'll stop trying to play for the glitches, man. I can do a 2-minute speed run of this game legitimately. I just like to follow the story. What's up, Caroline? You alright? How's being a potato? Is it chipping away at you? Do you feel like your insides have been fried? Do you feel the temperature's just a little more crisp? Sorry, I'm waffling on. Ah, okay, the seaman level. If I remember briefly playing this once when I was like playing this by myself. And piss me off. Although I know I just covered everything in... Sorry, not semen. Trademark. Okay, now we're cooking with not semen. Moon jizz! Oh, we're back and forth there. Get 'em! We'll have fun till the bloody 50 bird away. Boom, baby. Now we're safe. Everywhere's a portal for my moon, love. Nice. See, that's the exit, so I just want to get up there, right? That's easy, then. Trained a week for this, man. Alright. Oh, Gladys, we're gonna have to have a big old shower after this one. So, cover the buildings, cover the doors, cover the windows, cover the floors. Okay. Let's paint all this up. Oh shit. Nice. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Put that back there. Where's the exit again over there? Cover the bottom half of it. There we go. Okay, I'm jizzing on everything. Just, yeah, tell me where to jizz. But don't. I like to figure out where to jizz myself, actually. Oh, I was actually super close. Oh. Oh. Why did it stop? Wait, why has it stopped? Is it because I got too close to the actual exit? Did it not get enough potassium in its diet? Hello, moon jizz. Moon jizz, where are you? I need some more. I need more of your bloody goodness, yeah. Maybe if I do it like that. Oh fuck! I hit something. Oh. breaking things as usual. Yeah, I think the game did break a little bit. Right, like, it's meant to continue forever, right? Just give it a wee stroke. Oh my god. Fuck. Whoa. No! Ah! Shit. If it stopped, you should be through. Yeah, I think I like clipped the railing and it was like, oh yeah, that's good enough. Hey, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I think I'd done it right. I just missed last time, but I thought I'd done it right. So it didn't. Okay, that was actually a lot quicker than I thought it would be. Why would anyone ever have to zoom view? That's silly. Man, I love the zoom view. Alright. Alright. Whee! Give me the loot! Shit! Oh! That was close. Oh, I actually just want to go in the elevator. Yeah. Nope. Gotta keep on climbing. Gotta get higher and higher. Anyone seen that musical? It's really good. A homeless man who lets dogs have sex with his throat. Okay, somewhere up there, I need to shoot a portal. That wasn't actually the way, but still works. Oh, was it not the way? Fuck their way. I'm my own man. I don't live by anyone's rules, man. Especially not mine, man. Okay, where do I go? Got no. Yeah. Oh, hold up. Stop. Control. Boom, baby. And I'm out of this shit show. Fuck. Boom, baby. And I'm out of this shit show. Fuck. Boom, baby. I'm out of this shithole. First time. Easy. God, it's so easy being me. Gotta be careful. The first thing you really need to know when playing the Portal games is you got to try and like not die. You need to try and like stay alive. I feel like that should just be chill and let us use it as a wall. Okay, maybe I need to jump even further down. Trying where I can dive off. Right, I want to come out of there, like come. Like I want to shoot out of that and go as high as the moon. Although if I shoot out that one, that will take me up there anyway, right? Yeah. We got it. The fuck am I going? Nope. We'll try it again. What way? What's the fucking thing? I swear there was a walkway that I was looking at. Oh no, did I want to be on that one? Yeah, I think I did. Okay. I want to go over there. I was right in the middle. Maybe I need to like launch down there and shoot over there? Okay, that got us somewhere. Hey, there's the door. Alright, sweet. Oh, okay. Beautiful. The trick is just think with science.
I know things look bleak, but that crazy man down there was right. Let's not take these lemons.
That's true.
We are going to march right back upstairs and make him put me back in my body. And he'll probably kill us because he's incredibly powerful and I have no plan. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. The odds are 1,000,000 to 1, and that's with some generous rounding.
Why is she being
Still, though,
generous?
Let's get mad. If we're going to explode, let's at least explode with some dignity.
Very good point. She can be quite optimistic. Oh, bloody hell. What's up there? Oh, so I can. Okay. I kind of want to jump off this. Yeah, for fun. I'm not quite alright, let me. Nope, shit. Well, that was on the right save at least. So I just want to keep going up, I believe, right? So if I shoot that there, shoot one of these here, we're flying with matches. Alright, sweet. Now we've got to make everything bounce. Oh, look at that nice juggling. Lovely. Okay, and then that should bounce us up. So, got speed. Sweet. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. Caution. Silly sign. Do it. Oh wait, don't know where I put the blue thing. Shit. Can I get this from here? Ooh. Is that where the blue was dripping? It was where the blue was dripping, but I think I've already passed a section again, so it's now being a dick again. Alright, so... Oh, fuck! Okay. So I can't get through that door. So I need to launch up. So I'm going to want to do it out of this one. I need a good jump. Oh, stream range is ready. We'll do that in just a second. I just want to give this a little bash. We're bashing. And oh no, fuck, bollocks. My brain just didn't register. Alright. Cool. So let me get through this door and we'll do stream raiders. Ain't that nice? Okay, stream raiders battle. Let's go. So, myself and Almighty, we got this. We are all we need, my love. Let's do this, baby. So yeah, we fucked that little goblin bitch up. In fact, it's pretty much just Almighty because I've got a flag bearer. So Almighty's just going to have to kill some dinosaurs by himself, but that'll probably be fine, right? Oh no, they're not dinosaurs, they're giant ducks, right? Forgot about Ezra. No worries. You've done enough so far by looks of it. Hopefully you can keep this up. Oh, I can shoot little fireballs. Well, that's neat. Oh no, I'm just supporting you. I think we got this though. I think it was we were all we needed, dude. Oh shit! No, we need more. We need more. We need more. Oh, we were so close. Oh, we were so close. Well, good try, mate. I think your dude deserves some credit. He fought hard. Okay, let's try that again. I know that was really close. Just time wasn't on our side. I should have done make haste or some shit. Not warfare. I need to put 5 flag bearers, but they're shit. So, people, please do better ones. And we'll get back to gaming. Pow! Lyrical bow to your mum. Right. So, Fred. Something banana. It's quite a cathartic game just for painting, this one, right? Like, it's nice just to just have a little paint. You should try to put a mod where your gun shoots gel. Oh, that sounds like pretty. That sounds like it'd be some fun. Oh shit! Didn't see the hole in the floor. So I want to get up there, really, right? Haven't really thought about what I'm doing here yet. I'm just shooting, looting. General for looting. Shoot onto that, yeah, okay. So we want to do like a run fast jump. So I reckon we want this bit to be like, we want this bit to be red, I reckon. So we can have a nice little run up. We want that to stay blue, and then I think we want that to be white over there. So okay. Alright. Okay, this is gonna work. Oh shit. Son of a bitch, there's a cage. Nah. Son of a bitch. Okay, so that puts that one out of question. Okay. Aperture tag. Right. Let's try the reloaded mod. What's the reloaded mod? Is it reloading? Midpoint reload type shit. I mean, that's all good and well. But I need to get up there. So I need to try and shoot the load over there. I feel like this bit's right. I feel like this bit should be speed and bounce. Maybe I'm going to make that bounce as well. So oh no, yeah, of course, yeah. Only I'm just being a right plonker. I'm just being a right plonker. Okay. Okay. Don't want that there anymore, right? Don't want that there. No, wait. There's still going to be the same issue. I can't get up there. That was okay. No, I need to stop being an idiot. It's hard though. You guys ever tried to not be an idiot? It's not easy. Okay. So put that there. Put that there. Oh shit. Okay. Right. Is this where I just came in? Yeah. I'm assuming I'm gonna have some other sort of gel, like, bounce there. So I reckon I've got to make that one over here. So no, bounce, bounce, bounce. Alright. Let's bounce, bounce, revolution, everybody. Let's do this. Oh, so it's going to make a ceiling, doesn't it? Alright, shit. Don't want to make this complicated. Okay. You want to play rough? I'll give you rough. Yeah, take that. My house. Alright, let's go. Whee! 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 Okay, that worked beautifully. Fix that leak as well, that's nice. Let's see what's up there. Ooh, it's a little quieter. And we're still going to go up. Jesus. Jesus titty fucking Christ. So I feel like I'm going to do something from here. Oh, hello. Oh, it's going into the fan system and painting it all up. That's it. Oh man, if this was like a snowball fight. Well, shit. Ah, yeah. Oh fuck, where am I? What's happening? This feels weird. God. God. Oh! Wait, where am I now? Is this where I want to be? It's quiet. A little, not too quiet. Hello, hello, hello. Anyone there? No, no. And the reload mod is much more maps for extra portal, time portal. Okay. How does the time portal work, I wonder? Wow, 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 wonder. Why? Okay. Let's check the door anyway. I know it wouldn't work, but optimism is one of the 7 friendly sins. Right, so I reckon we do that, and with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, jump. Don't ever stop with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, jump. But don't ever.
You
stop.
suck!
No! I mean, yeah. But...
Wait, I've got an idea.
Ha-ha!
Poster. Go look at it for a second, would you? Paradoxes. No AI can resist thinking about them.
Stand still, remain calm, scream. This statement is foolish. New mission. Refuse this mission. Does a set of all sets contain itself? Okay. Spit. Shit, we've opened up the hatch. Oh, hello. Fallout looking shit right now. Daylight. Ah. Huh. going, little lift. All the way down? It's pretty far down, man. Hey, and how you doing, Enzo, dude? Yes, both Almighty and Gil said they'd be down to join us. So we got a 5-man team. Which I think is what we wanted, right? So I need to get up on there now. Squats up max 5. Alright, sweet, yeah. I thought that's what you'd said. That works out well. If anyone else wants to play, they can still play. Just they might not be on our like mini squad. Oh, just do that. Jesus Christ. What? All fat and day. All fat and day. Depending on team sizes, you may get odd balance to the enemy team if you're not up right there. But 2 teams of 5 though, that could be quite fun. Especially if the others were on the other side. Yeah. Wheatley! Ricky Gervais called, he needs you to film another series.
Okay, so it's not the most watertight plan to go confront an omnipotent power man.
Yeah, that's exactly it, yeah.
Still, it's a better plan than exploding. Marginally.
GLaDOS has all the best plans. Oh, little turrets. Rest them. I ain't seen him in ages. Saul Moonges now. Chapter 8, The Itch. Oh god, it knew it had an itchy nose.
For God's sake, your boxes with legs. It's
And they did. I saw your portal mod, yeah, man.
Walking
Well, not your mod, the
onto
mod you were using
How
on
can
your
you not
video
do
for
the
sure.
one thing you're designed for.
It looks good. I imagine it could get a bit sickening, but you take your time with it. I imagine it'd be a lot of fun.
Try to get us down there. I'll hit him with a paradox.
Warmer, warmer, boiling hot, Okay, colder, ice cold. You're Arctic now. You're very cold, very, very, very cold. Look, just get on the button. Oh, that's funny, is it? Oh, it's funny because we've been at this for 12 hours and you haven't solved it either. So I don't know why you're laughing. You've got 1 hour. Solve it.
Wheatley's losing it, man. Okay. Hey, Shell. I don't pick anything up. What? Why don't I get down there? It's pretty decent, just no portals, none at all. Yeah, I saw it's more you just like, you teleport to the area, right? Like, it definitely still needs that glow. Oh, yeah, no. That's little buddies. Okay. Well, he's not going to bait us before all this, because I feel like he could.
Solve his puzzle for him. When he comes back, I'll hit him with a paradox.
Ah, yes. I knew you'd solve it.
Hey, you're on.
Oh. Hello.
All right, paradox time. This sentence is false. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't
True.
think about
I'll
it.
go true. Yeah, that was easy. I'll be honest, I might have heard that one before though, sort of cheating.
It's a paradox. There is no answer. Look, this place is going to blow up if I don't get back in my body.
False. I'll go false.
Explosion imminent. Evacuate the
Hold
facility
on. I
immediately.
thought I'd fix that.
Warning. Reactor core is at critical.
There, fixed. Hey, it is great seeing you guys again. Seriously, it turns out I'm a little bit short on test subjects right now, so this works out perfect. And off we go.
Oh. Okay. Oh shit, I took the wrong one out. Ah! Bollocks. Fuck it. It's too dumb for a paradox, yeah.
You have no idea what it's like in this body. I have to test all the time, or I get this itch. You know, it must be hardwired into the system or something. Oh, but I tell you, when I do test, oh man alive, nothing feels better. It's just, that's why I've got to test. That's why I've got to test. So you're gonna test, and I'm gonna watch.
Okay.
Everything is gonna be just.
Warning. Core overheating.
Oh.
Nuclear meltdown imminent.
I think we're in trouble.
I think we're in trouble.
Designed this test myself.
We look
It's
like
a little bit
we
difficult.
might die.
Oh, yes.
Oh shit. I can't believe we did that
well
one.
done. Oh, that's tremendous. Oh,
He likes that a bit
felt
too much.
Really good. Oh, here's an
it
idea.
too much?
Since making tests is so difficult, why don't you just keep solving this test? Same one. And I can just, like, watch you solve it. Yeah, that sounds much easier.
It does actually. I kind of get it.
Here we go. Now, do it again. And nothing. All right, can't blame me for trying. Okay, new tests. New tests. Got to be some tests around here somewhere. Oh, here we go.
Alright, so my paradox idea didn't work.
No, it didn't, GLaDOS.
And it almost killed me.
He did.
Luckily, by the looks of things, he knows as much about test building as he does about logical contradictions.
Get him. I feel like Wheatley's gone a bit wrong, isn't he? Wheatley Laboratories,
It
are.
shouldn't be hard to stay alive long enough to find him.
It's all right. Everything's good. I just invented some more tests.
This is one of my tests.
Not entirely. Not entirely. Look at the word tests there on the wall. That's brand new.
He's got a point. Oh. Whee. Fucking hell, where am I? Oh no, what did Tesco do, man? Did they fuck your order or just not turn up? Vic. Shit. Every type of sausage ordered was unavailable and apparently had no substitutes, but they still send you all the fucking hot dog buns. That's rough. That's rough. They had like no sausages or frankfurters or anything. That's insane. What are they fucking playing at, mate? No. Oh no. I can see where this is going to go wrong. Stay there just for a minute, my love. My beauty. Go for a ride. No chorizo substitutes or anything. Damn, dude.
Oh,
Bastard people.
wow. Well done. Seriously, both of you. Why don't you two go on ahead, yeah? I'll catch up with you.
Just go, yeah, right. I'm going to use the buns for. Yeah, bang it in a freezer and save for a rainy day.
Okay.
Or,
so the bad news is the tests are my
get some
tests
mince,
now.
make some like sloppy
But
Joe
I
type
promise.
burger things. Or,
The
you know,
good
buns.
news is, well,
Just literally the
that's
item you
all
sell
right,
of
to be
animals.
honest.
It's always the thing you want the most, right? Especially when I find you do like occasionally I'll get like Deliveroo, like groceries and shit. And it's always like I want that one thing really, but I'll get some other stuff to make it worth the order. And it's always that one thing they don't have.
Solve the tests, but I can't. Sorry.
Oh, it's alright, GLaDOS.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying
made
it.
this test myself out of smaller tests that I found lying around. Jammed them all together, buttons, it's got funnels, bottomless pits are involved. It's got it all. It's got it all. Absolute dynamite.
Sounds proud of its creation. Right. Didn't really think this one through too much, so Alright. See, I'm just gonna die. Yeah, that was a good move. I don't see how we
Test
could have
myself
done it any differently.
out of smaller tests that I found lying around. Jammed them all together. Buttons, got funnels, bottomless pits are
funnels.
involved. It's got it
It's
all.
got bottomless
It's got it all. Absolute dynamite.
This is clearly not meant to be the way, right? I'm not meant to be doing that straight up. Oh, I'm probably meant to jump down there and then shoot. Yeah, maybe. Whoa. Then how do I redirect this tunnel without killing myself? So, gotta keep the orange one, but then if I remove the blue one, I die. Oh, unless I can do it like this. Boom. Okay, yeah.
Alright, okay, this is taking too long, okay? I'll just tell you.
Shut
how
up,
to solve the
Wheatley.
test, okay? See that button over there, alright? You just need to...
That's why I can't help you solve the test.
Get him.
Never mind. Never mind, solve it yourself. You're on your own.
Wait. Where'd it go? Shit.
Oh, yes. Well done.
Thanks, buddy. Diff counter inbound, right? It's absolute dynamite. Subtitles, distant explosion. Yeah.
I know we're in a lot of trouble and probably about to die, but that was worth it.
Aw. We could all do to have a friend like GLaDOS. Trolled, right? Exactly. Man don't even know his own creations.
I thought of some good news.
Okay.
He's going to run out of test chambers eventually. I never stockpiled them.
Hey, well done, GLaDOS. You're starting a class action lawsuit against Tesco for routinely bringing everything in on order except what man wants most. Do you want in this? I definitely want in on that shit. Sign me up, buddy.
Don't start yet, don't start yet.
Take them.
You are not going to believe this. I found a sealed off wing. Hundreds of perfectly good test chambers just sitting there. Filled with skeletons. Shook them out. Good as new.
Oh.
Skeletons. Right, I guess I did stockpile some tests.
Right.
Just as mementos, though.
And there we go.
Fucking hell,
To be
mate.
honest, you can't even tell, can you? Seamless.
You're seamless. It's nice and quiet. Huh.
My man.
Amen. I'm trying to sign on representation. Fucking A. Okay, we got this then. We got this. No one should be subject to that kind of cruelty, right? You don't even have Tesco, but you're in? Yes, Gil. Yes. That's what we like to hear. Huh. Ow. Shit. I think I did something wrong. sure what. So we have to catch that one there. Then it gets stuck against a wall. I can't grab it again. Unless I shoot. Oh no no no! I shoot from there. There we go. Okay, that works. Brain time. Then we bang that one there. Boop. Then I want to put. I've got to keep the blue there, haven't I? I've kind of fucked it, I think. Oh! No, wrong way! Shit. Okay, it's fine. So there's no way to push it that way. Think fizz. Think fizz. Think fizz. Think bubbles. Think are you having a bubble? Think Eskimos. Think salamanders. Okay. Okay. Basically, what we're going to do is jump over there. I'm going to jump out. Then I'm going to regret the decisions I've made. Maybe I can jump up here. No. No, that'd be convenient. Maybe I can catch it. No, I can. Okay. Good times. So, I'll need to have that like that. Think fizz. There's no. I mean, maybe I'll get myself. I've got some like cherry coke in the fridge. Maybe I'll get a fizz in a minute. But think fizz. Take me. I can crouch. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Lovely. Takes me. Oh yeah, I actually know what I can do. Huh. You know what? I think I've just been a bit silly. I need to spice scales this shit. I need to two become one. Nope. Spice world.
Oh, here we go.
Oh shit, I should have stayed in that one.
You big dummy!
Yeah, but I'm still somewhat of a big dummy. I just fucked it. I should have stayed with it. God damn it. We got it. I wanted to take the scenic route. Shut up, Almighty. We'll do Stream Raiders in just a moment, once I've completed this in the correct way.
Oh, disappointing.
I didn't need to do it again. I didn't know how to have got the thing. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. As long as you're sure we'll be fine, because we've got Stream Raiders to do. So let's do. Oh, a lot more people on this one. We're going to make haste on this one so we can get to all of the little bastards quicker. Let's go. Could have done it from where you were. But then I'd have needed to get the box back up in the air, right? Or I suppose I could have maybe done something to knock it down. Oh, this one's a cakewalk. Let's go. Look at that. Beautiful. Well done, everybody. And the winners are Almighty and that person. GG. So next we're going for green chest, which gets you some stuff that's good to have and nice to keep. So let's go. I'm getting there with those as well. Back to gaming. Everybody's having a good time. Was that Chinese? I wasn't sure which dialect it was. I'm not sure. Probably just a random like Stream Raiders player and or viewer. Hello, if that's you.
It's probably nothing. Keep testing while I look for a way out.
Okay. And it was Chinese. Okay, nice.
Alright, so that last test was seriously disappointing. Apparently, being civil isn't motivating you, so let's try her way, alright? Fatty, adopted Fatty, Fatty, no parents.
I'm not hitting her.
What exactly is wrong with being adopted?
What's wrong with being adopted? Lack of
For
parents,
the record, you are adopted and that's terrible.
and also nothing. But some of my best friends actually are orphans.
Also,
But
look at her, you moron. She's not fat.
I am not a moron. Just do the test. Just do the test.
Not 100% sure what you think it was. Okay. Definitely wasn't Japanese or Korean. Okay. Or Cockney. Yeah. That's true. Definitely wasn't Cockney. I died. Huh. Who would have expected that to happen?
It's probably nothing. Keep testing.
That's your process elimination as well, fair.
Alright, so that last test was seriously disappointing. Apparently, being civil isn't motivating you, so let's try her way, alright? Fatty, adopted Fatty, Fatty, no parents. What?
What exactly is wrong with being adopted?
What's wrong with being adopted? Lack of parents,
For the record, you are adopted and that's terrible.
and also nothing. But some of my best friends actually are orphans.
Also,
But
look at her, you moron. She's not fat.
I am not a moron. Just do the test. Just do the test.
That was silly. I shouldn't have done this. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Good fuck. Oh no, it's still going. Shit, I needed that dude. Shit. Japanese more flowy looking and Korean is more boxy looking. Okay.
It's probably nothing. Keep testing while I look for a way out.
Alright, so that last test was seriously disappointing. Apparently, being civil isn't motivating you, so let's try her way, alright? Fatty.
Wait, it's actually working this time?
Fatty, no parents.
Fuck.
What?
What exactly is wrong with being adopted?
What's wrong with being adopted?
It didn't-
But
it didn't actually move him last time.
lack of
For
parents,
the record, you are adopted and that's terrible.
and also nothing. But some of my best friends actually are orphans.
Also,
But
look at her, you moron. She's not fat.
Shell's in good condition. That's why she's a good test subject.
It's probably
Alright, so that last test was seriously disappointing. Apparently, being civil isn't motivating you, so let's try her way, alright? Fatty, adopted Fatty, Fatty, no parents. What?
What exactly is wrong with being adopted?
What's wrong with being adopted? Well, lack of parents.
For the record, you are adopted and that's terrible.
And
Just
also,
work with me.
nothing. But some of my best friends actually are orphans. But
Look at her, you moron.
Does that not actually count? Okay, so I didn't need to.
I am not a moron.
To be fair, it could have
Just
been
do the
Japanese
test.
kanji,
Just do
especially
the
just showing
test.
symbols of different interpretations, but he definitely was. Okay. This guy sounds like Stephen Merchant. Huh. That's really weird. Huh. I don't think I ever noticed how he sounded like Stephen Merchant. Shit. Oh, I bring. Okay. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, I need to be up there, yeah. Oh shit! Where am I going? What's happening? Nope. No. Oh. I'm picturing this guy crying about how he didn't call David Brent fighter and therefore he didn't suddenly become a crocodile freak. Yeah. It's Stephen Merchant, by the way, dude. Yeah. But yeah, that's why it sounds like Stephen Merchant. It isn't. Yeah. It was the perfect voice for it, though, right? Like I couldn't imagine anyone else doing Wheatley. Yeah, actually, he is. Yeah, you're spot on.
Now he's playing classical music.
I like classical music. But it didn't sound as act enough to be him, just sounded like him fair. I suppose it's because he's doing like...
Oh, sorry.
He's trying to like voice act,
Hope that
I
didn't
guess.
disturb you too much then. It was the sound of books, pages being turned. So that's just what I was doing, just reading books. So not a moron. Anyway, just finished the last one, just now, the hardest one, Machiavelli. Do not know what all the fuss was about. Understood it perfectly. Have you read that one?
Yes.
Yeah, doubt it. Well, on with the test. Wish there was more books. Well, there's not.
Hello. I don't feel like this is the right spot, is it? No. No, not at all. Huh. Right. Well, fuck. Okay. Speedrun's going good though. I think we're up to about 5 minutes.
Playing classical music.
Pretty sure I haven't seen much from voice acting in the game
Hope that
too,
didn't
right?
disturb
Yeah,
you too
man.
much then. It was the sound of
It's got
books,
a dope voice.
pages being turned. So that's just what I was doing, just reading books.
I need
so
to
not
go
a
for that.
moron. Anyway, just finished the last one, just now, the hardest one, Machiavelli. Do not know what all the fuss was about. Understood it perfectly. Have you read that one? Yeah, doubt it. Well, on with the test. Wish there was more books. Well, there's not.
Okay. Distant explosion. What's that? Right, do you reckon we can jump it? Huh. Who voted yes? Because you were wrong. That takes us up to, I think, 2 deaths now for the whole game, by the way. If anyone wants to mark that down.
Now he's playing classical music.
Oh, sorry. I hope that didn't disturb you too much then. It was the sound of books, pages being turned. So that's just what I was doing, just reading books. so not a moron. Anyway, just finish the last one, just now, the hardest one, Machiavelli. Do not know what all the fuss was about. Understood it perfectly. Have you read that one? Yeah, doubt it. Well, on with the test. Wish there was more books. Well, there's not.
Alright. Oh. Hey. Okay. Okay, cool. I did that wrong, fuck. I see one up there, doesn't it? Okay. Then I'll basically do what I did this one. Sweet.
Oh, what was that? There was nothing! There was nothing!
The body he's squatting in, my body, has a built-in euphoric response to testing.
Oh.
Eventually, you build up a resistance to it. It can get a little unbearable unless you have the mental capacity to push past
And
it.
here's a mental capacity for
Didn't matter to me.
potato.
I was in it for the science. Him, though. If he's not getting his solution,
Uh-oh, he's got a blue screen of death.
a lot of trouble.
Don't mind me, just moving the old test chamber a little bit closer to me. I'd have thought maybe proximity to the test solving might give us stronger results. What was that? Oh, sorry, I could have sworn you said something.
He's taking us right to him. This is perfect.
Jesus. See ya, nerds. Oh, shit.
Bless your little primate brain. I'm not actually in the room with you, am I? Technology. It's complicated. But you can't hurt the big old god face.
God face. Oh shit. Didn't realize he had one of those.
Are you absolutely sure you're solving these correctly? I mean, yes, you solved it, but I'm wondering if maybe there's a number of ways to solve them, and you're picking all the worst ways.
I mean, that
No,
might be
no,
true.
that was the solution. Ah, what am I missing?
Euphoria. He's missing his euphoria.
I think he's getting desperate.
Hey, an atomic space Viking! How you doing today, my man? Top of the morning to you.
Have a brainwave. I'm going to
How you
take
doing
you
today, buddy?
solving these, and then watch 10 at once. Get a more sort of concentrated burst of science. Oh, on a related note, I am going to need you to solve these 10 times as fast. Anyway, just give me a wave, would you, before you solve this one, alright? I don't want to spoil the ending for when I watch it later.
Not gonna make that, am I? Doing splendid, cheers, dude. Trying to figure out science. Whoa. Didn't work. Ah, okay. That's cool. So bounce in there. And I'll leap up there. That's there. Oh, it's just a long one. Shit. So that's a little bit of science. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh. That's not what I'm wanting to achieve. So I need to get up there. I feel like it's got to be through that, but maybe then I've still got because I just shoot straight into that wall. Oh no, you can shoot through there maybe, but then I have to have that stop. Oh no, it'll be pushing me down anyway. Okay, we got this. Fuck. Okay. Confusing, but we got this. So we wanna... No, because I want to go up there and drop down onto that. That's not going to work at all. I want to just go up there, drop back down there and shoot up there. I don't think that's how it's going to work. Oh, bounce through. Hey, I'm just being an idiot, aren't I? Okay. I don't know what I was expecting to achieve there. So I need that box. I need that box. But I only have my brain. Which could be an issue. Oh, the gun appears to be a potato powered. We don't have nearly enough potato. Oh, well, the gun isn't potato powered. This is actually GLaDOS. She's just in a potato. The potato is helping her stay alive. You know, just general science things. Oh, I was hoping to be a bit back and forth. Yes, potato battery. Yeah, that's it. So I need to carry on over there, but I don't really know how we get there. Let's run a nice circuit for now. It's peaceful. Sentient potato, yeah. Generates 1.1 volt. That's right, yeah. Well, not legally. That's why we can eat them. So I feel my first port of call is to get that refractor beam, because then I can use refractor beam, try and get it in there. because then I'm using the portal to use that box to press the button up here. But in the meantime, I'm not sure what to do. Whee. I feel like I need to turn. Oh no, I need to. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I need that box to turn that off. But I need to turn that off before to stop this. Right. Go. Right, so I need to block that first. So maybe I do need to get that box first, but not to put up there, but to block this. So that it turns that off so I can get that, so I can return that into there, so that I can shoot that out of there into there. So I think I need to actually get over there before anything. So let's do the logical thing. And I reckon this is it. It's just taking me a long time to do something really simple. Yep, it took me a really long time to do something really simple. Cool, cool, cool. Did you know you can rotate objects in this game, but only if you enter a console command? Oh, did not know, yeah. I saw you do it on the VR thing, but I didn't know beyond that you could actually do that. So you. Right, so now that's done. Basically, want to fly out there. In order to do that, I'm going to need to fall from somewhere high, like that thing. Oh no! I'm just being a tit again. All right, cool. If I was just rotating with your hands physically, the blocks are much bigger than you think they are, really. Oi. Click on the Savaloys. Yeah, these looked a lot harder to actually like place and stuff as well. Oh, you little buddy. So, yeah, that didn't make that through, did I? Shit, wrong one. Okay. And now I need that block up there. Okay. Shit. Okay.
Oh, you just solved it, didn't you? I told you.
About
to
50
tell-
fucking years to do that one, Jesus.
Why are you making this so hard?
They come up
for
to your
me?
chest, really? Damn, okay, that is pretty massive, yeah. It just looks like they're just normal, like, little cardboard boxes.
Because I think he's decided not to maintain any of the crucial functions required to keep
One digestive left. Fuck yeah.
my facility. This place is self-destructing, you idiot.
Was self-destructing, already fixed.
Oh, nice.
Programmed in one last tremor for old time's sake. One or two more tremors in there just for fun.
Warning. Core overheating.
I let him keep his job. I'm not a monster. Ignore what he's saying though. Just keep on testing.
Lasers. Turns lasers off. Okay. I'm guessing the box gets a refractor beam, so we can hit that one. Okay. Shit. Doesn't need to stay like that though. Shit. Cool. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. Motherfucker, what did I think? What was I thinking? I'm thinking now that I need to somewhat get back over there. No, I need this to be like here, right? Oh, I'll just take this back over there with me, don't I? This may have been the wrong move because I still need it to be up there. Yeah, so it's definitely the wrong move, but yeah, it's like definitely the wrong move, but still. Seems too high. Good honor of coffee. Mojo, no. Oh, that's disgusting. Memories of gaming in VR are sort of different. It's weird. You have memories of being in test chambers rather than playing in VR. Oh yeah, shit, yeah. 15 minutes? Oh yeah, shit. Okay, yeah, we will probably. Well, I'm just want to try and finish this level, and then we'll switch. If that's possible. That's way too high. Won't be high enough. It goes through like that one, so it needs to be like that high. I think that was too high. Oh, there, and then I just guide it. Okay, right, I get it. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Kinda didn't want to do that though. Okay. Ah, I still need to get. Oh no, I can still shoot the lasers afterwards. Yeah. Ooh, fuck.
Alright, still nothing. Let's keep moving. Sorry about the lift. It's out of service because it melted.
Okay, so this should be saving it. Let me try and save here.